We all know Jarome Iginla, the hockey player, and it's no shock to anybody that he is going to the Hall. The minute that he put skates on and you watched him play, you knew he was destined for the Hall of Fame. That's how good a player he is. The scary part is that he's a better person. I'm a dear friend and I'm lucky enough to call him a friend. I've been around him for 20 plus years. And you know, when I think of Jarome, I think Jarome is the gold standard, not just for on the ice and the way he conducts himself, but the way that he conducts himself off the ice, showing respect to people. He's got time for people. It's amazing to see how he's conducted himself and grown into one of the greatest athletes of all time. Competitive nature, he's one of the most competitive, if not the most competitive person I've ever met. And we all know, 5-tool player, on the ice, score, hit, fight, shoot, skill game, tough game. He led by example. So most nights when you're either on the bench or you're playing with him, Jarome would set the tone that night, whether it was going to be a rough game or a skill game. And you just fell in behind him and he led the charge. So it was impressive. Off the ice, as I mentioned, the competitive nature. This guy wants to win whether you're playing cards, whether you're playing a board game, Risk, Monopoly. And believe me, the Saturday night poker game, this guy will not let you go to sleep or go home unless he's won that last game. That's how competitive he is, and we have a lot of fun. A couple quick stories. I played in, I believe, 3 games against Jarome. He used to tease me all the time that he could pick apart my weak spots on the ice, and I would joke with him and say, just shoot at the net. Yeah, you'll score. So he never scored on me in a regular season game, but in an exhibition game when I was playing for the Minnesota Wild, we were playing in Calgary, and I remember him beating me on the blocker side. He used to tease me. He was a trash talker on the ice and say that I would lean away from that post, and his spot was just above that right pad inside the post, and he beat me. And boy, was he happy. And the rest of the game, every face-off, he's looking at me and smiling. And I'm saying, knock it off. I'm trying to make the team out here. You're just trying to get into shape for the season. So we had a good laugh about that. The second story is, to this day, a legendary story within our tight group. A guy named Jason Strudwick, who is a dear friend of ours, was playing for Chicago at the time. And I was playing with Jarome in Calgary. And we were playing the Blackhawks that night, and Iggy had a one-on-one with Strudwick. And you could hear him trash-talking Strudwick off the ice, saying, come on, Struddy, let's do this. And Strudwick went to step up on him, and Iggy fired it from the blue line and beat Steve Passmore inside the post. I'll be honest, it wasn't the greatest goal in Passy's career to give up, but boy, was Iggy ever happy that he made Struddy -1 on that play. He was chirping him from the bench, yelling at him. And to add insult to injury, he scored another goal with Strudwick on the ice a couple shifts later, and Struddy was -2. And to this day, he never lets Jason live that down, that Struddy was -2. Now, Struddy, in his defense, Steve Passmore did not have a great game, but it was Jason Strudwick that was -2 head-to-head against Jarome Iginla. So lots of great stories, legendary player, legendary person. I'm so happy for a guy like Jarome Iginla, the way he conducts himself on and off the ice. It's absolute luck that he's going to the Hall.